Okay, so you are welcome to the second part. Now, I was talking earlier, and I was talking about how we can cause growth to happen in our lives. The truth of the matter is that there's this confusion where people say, that's the way I am and I can't change it. And well, they tend to confuse the first nature and the second nature, and then they put everything on the first nature. So I was able to show in the last session that, listen, many of the things that we do come from our second nature. And so I want to continue on that because I have a few other thoughts to share with you. What we do whenever we set goals or whenever we face challenges, what naturally we do as we go on the process is that we tend to measure, we tend to appraise our ability, we tend to check ourselves. And when life happens to us, we tend to want to ask ourselves, or even when we dream, am I able to do this? How do I make this happen? How do I cause this kind of a business or something to happen? Can I take on this relationship? Can I take on this project? Okay, can I do this or do that? So when we ask ourselves those questions, the tendency is that we want to, if it's something that is bigger than we are, we simply just feel this is not for me, or we try to shrink. For instance, you want to buy something, you ask yourself, can I buy this thing? Can I work towards buying this stuff? Can I work towards this? Can I hold this job? If a certain responsibility is to be given to you in the office, you ask yourself at your place of work, are you sure I can do this? Some people, because of fear, they completely reject it. No, I don't want to do this. I don't think I can. I don't think I'm qualified. I don't think I have the capacity to do this. Can I make this happen? So some people just feel, well, I can't make this happen. I don't think it is for me. I don't think it's something that I'll be able to do. And the moment that sets in, they just don't want to go there. You see, so let me explain. The moment you ask yourself those questions, what you're simply doing is you are appraising yourself. You are appraising yourself. And if you know that you are capable, there's this energy, this force that rushes, out of you to say you can do this. You feel bigger than the task. You feel bigger than the goal. You're so excited. You want to do it. But conversely, the problem is that once we perceive that a problem is too big for us, what it does is that it causes anxiety. It frightens us. And many times when we're frightened, what we want to do is we want to take a shortcut. We want to short circuit. So it's more like electricity. When you short circuit, what happens? You sometimes would perhaps get an explosion. So what happens is when we find that we are bigger than something, the energy is there. When we find out that something for now is bigger than we are, what we do is that it affects us, and we do one of two things. The first thing we do is that many people tend to do what? Work on shrinking. They shrink their dreams to a comfortable and what we call a realistic point. That's what some people do. So they shrink their dreams to a comfortable, realistic point. Well, what some of a few other persons do is they keep those goals big, audacious, and hairy, so to speak. And then what they do is they go to develop themselves so that they can take care of those big goals. I think I've said it in one of my videos that problems don't grow. It's just that when our knowledge level is here and the problem is here, we feel that it's a big problem. But if you leave the problem there and then you go and learn how to deal with it and your knowledge level gets to this point, the problem is at this point, you say, oh, this is not a problem. We can always fix it. And so the thing is to think about ways to learn so that you can grow. And to take care of your dreams so that you don't allow your dreams to intimidate you. That's the idea. That's where we want to be. That's the point that we want to be. So, all in all, how we respond to the challenges that we face reflects more on our experiences, like I mentioned before, on our environmental exposure, and it's hardly hereditary. If you put all of these things together, we can put all of this into the second nature bucket. The goals that you set, the goals that I set, the goals that we are going to set, the truth is we may not know how we can achieve those goals. Many times we do not know how we can achieve those goals, but we can learn how. In fact, I remember some time ago when a mentor of mine told me that there's a challenge with jumping into a business and beginning to give assurances to other people about that business when you don't have control over it. When you're not the producer of the products, of the services, you are not the owner of a business. And I asked him why. He said, because many times, even the founders of businesses, the owners of businesses, people that run businesses, they are not sure if the businesses will survive, but they just put all the strategies that they think at a point in time, they think are needed to be put in place for the business to survive. But in the face of all of that, they know they have reserved in one part of their heart or in their mind that if this goes down, these are my exit strategies. For you that's just jumping in and perhaps putting all your faith and everything and telling other people about the business, you really do not know the nitty-gritty, the risks that are involved, because they've done the risk analysis. They will not share everything with you. Okay, so what he was trying to tell me is that, listen, if you even want to go into a business, you don't have to have guarantee that the business will work. It's a risk. Entrepreneurship, it's risky. And so that's how, if you take the same spirit, if you understand what I'm trying to explain, if you take the same spirit into any other thing that you do, if you take this analogy and the same thinking into anything that you're going to do, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything before you start moving, otherwise you'll never move. Bravery is learned, just as fear is learned. But you've got to choose what you want to learn. Bravery, looking at the danger, looking at the possibilities of hurting, of failing, and still willing to try, is something that you develop. It's a mindset that you develop. Well, also feeling that, oh, this is too much for me, I don't think I want to go further. That's being afraid and allowing fear to cripple you. It's also a mindset that you've got to develop. You choose what you want to develop. But for us to succeed, we've got to be incredibly persistent in anything that we do in life. Because I can assure you, you do not have control over what life throws at you. But one thing you do have control over is how you can respond to what life throws at you. The ability to go on, even when we face difficulties, that is persistence. In life, as we grow, as we try to become better persons, as we grow various skills, we've got to be one thing we need to grow is persistence. Be consistent in being persistent. You see, many people quit too quickly. They quit too quickly. The moment they face any slight problem, they quit. Many people do have lots of dreams. Whenever there's anything that just shakes them a little bit, they quit. They drop those dreams and they take off. They get on their knees and they're done. So what you must do, my friend, what you must do is to learn to strengthen your resolve inside of you, to find a way whenever life throws some challenges to you, so find a way to deal with such challenges. And I can assure you, one thing you've got to learn is that you are hardly the same person the moment the moment you deal with a particular challenge. You are hardly the same person. So you've got to learn to be persistent. It is needed. Sometimes life will trick us and we will bite more than we can chew. Some people just saying, don't bite more than you can chew. It's okay. But sometimes life could trick you and you could bite more than you can chew. I think at that point in time, what you need to do is to learn to begin to chew what you have bitten. And you'll never be the same. What do you need to do when you bite more than you can chew? Do you stay stuck? Do you choke on that? Or do you find a way to free yourself so that you can breathe? You choose. And that's the same way it works in life. And so what are some of the things that we can do when we face challenges as we grow? Because this is a journey. And so all I'm trying to do, by the way, if what I've shared with you thus far makes sense to you and you think that is something that can benefit you, benefit a friend, benefit a family member, why don't you share this video with your friends? And do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Do not forget to like this video, give a thumbs up. And even if there's something you do not agree with, I'm okay if you can mention that in the comment section. If there's something that you think we need to talk about, you think that we need to highlight as we go on, as we learn, it's okay for you to let me know, and we'll be able to take that on. So like I was saying, learn to compartmentalize. Learn to free yourself from certain points. I'll give you an example. If you take a look, it's like we have different pillars. You have the financial pillar, you have the spiritual pillar, you have the health pillar, all right? So, and for some people, you have the relationships and all of that. For some people, they have an amazing family, good spouse, everything is okay, but they've got challenges at work. And then when you ask them, hey, how are you doing? They weave their life around the challenge at work, and they say, it's just, every day is just, I don't know. They completely forget that they have health, they are healthy, their children are healthy, their family, they have a healthy family relationship. They forget all of that, and they think that because of the problem they have a boss in the office that is a pain in the neck, and so they think their whole life is in the pit. You have to be able to compartmentalize and say, hey, you know what? My life is good, my family is good, work is good, but I just have some financial issues and I need to learn a little bit of financial management. That's it. Separate that pillar and deal with it. Okay, work is good, my finances are good, but I think I need to straighten my family relationship. So that pillar is having issues. Straighten it, compartmentalize, and deal with that. So that way you do not put yourself down into the pit because one pillar in your life is having issues. Know what needs to be done, what should be done, what is nice to be done, and what has to be done, and clearly prioritize. It's very important. Maintain a clear vision. I'm now talking about when we face challenges, what we can do. Like I said, for some people, they shrink their dreams and they're like, I just want to be realistic. But if for any reason life tricks you and you bite more than you can chew, what can you do? So I'm sharing some strategies that I think you can apply. Maintain a clear vision of where you're going, the end goal. And then also understand the small tasks that you need to do. Just keep moving, don't stop, just keep moving. Recognize what productivity looks like and prioritize accordingly. Know those things that are actually giving you results and focus on them. And one thing I want to share is that when we face challenges, we tend to want to work on the challenge. We want to get it done right now. I think sometimes all you need to do is to have the courage to take some time off and go do some learning. Have the courage to take some time off and go do some learning. It doesn't happen to me. I just feel like, it's a problem, and the problem is consuming me. I really want to get everything done right now. And then I hear this voice say, okay, Stallone, slow down. Why are you struggling? It's because you don't have an answer. So why don't you ask questions? Why don't you go do some study? Why don't you take some time off? I can tell you it's really hard, but it really does help. Okay? So with this, you'll be able to, you stay persistent. You will not just crack when life roars at you. Okay? All in all, what I'm trying to do is to see how you can become a better person. I can become a better person. We can all become better people by the decisions that we make. My name is Stallone-Obaraemi Samuel. Like I said, it's just a series of what causes growth that we're doing, and we hope that these videos are helpful to you. Please share this video. We want to reach as many persons as possible. Share this video with your friends, family members. Like this video, share the video, subscribe to this channel, make sure to hit the notification bell so that you will get these videos at least Every single week we put out a video or two in helping people to grow at a personal level. Thank you very much. And my sincere desire for you is that you go on succeeding by becoming a better version of yourself. Until I come your way again, go on succeeding, and bye for now.